All right, welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Wesizwe, retail investor speaking here. In this video, guys, I just want to share my analysis, my opinion on Wesizwe, which is a mine that mines PGMs, which are platinum group metals based in Rustenburg. All right, so I will cover the following topics: the fundamentals of this company, and then we'll cover the technical analysis too, and how most of the retail investors were actually killed by this stock by not preparing and game planning quite well, and also incorporating technical analysis correctly when they were actually trading or investing into this stock. All right, so this will help you to actually prevent some of the errors that you did before, because you'll gain a lot of knowledge from this video if you watch it up until to the end. All right, now let's start with explaining what is it that this company do for business. So it's simple. It's a mining company which mines platinum, PGM, platinum group metals. So this stock actually is based in Northwest, and its main asset actually is focused on the development of Bakubung Platinum Mine, which is their mine which is currently under development now, meaning that they're still creating access to the reef, which is the rock that contains the platinum that we want to take out and sell it. All right, so they are busy creating, also developing their underground infrastructure and also the surface infrastructure, such as building of the processing plant, the plant that they will use actually to process the rock that contains the mineral that we want, which is platinum and also palladium and other PGMs group that belongs to this family. All right, so that is a short explanation of this company in terms of what it does. You can read this on investing.com. If you go to investing.com, type Wesizwe, make sure that you change the flag to South Africa, and then go to profile here, and then you will get the explanation of the business. It will even tell you which sector is this company actually in. It's a basic material, which is mining. Then the industry is mining metals, which is precious metals in this case, which is a PGM. It even goes further, tells you the number of employees that they have, and then their equity type. All right, now the next part now that I want to cover with you here, it's Wesizwe's website. You need to go to Wesizwe's website and go under investors, and then click interim reports, and then you'll come to this PDF here, which is the interim financial reports for the which ended on the 30 June 2021. So it's half yearly for this year. And then now, if you go to this PDF, which is here now, it actually gives you the whole reports, financial report for the Bakubung Platinum Mine, actually, or Wesizwe, the whole Wesizwe, the whole company, right? So there is important things that you need to look at here, and then some of the stuff, of course, it's good to read just for entertainment, but it's not that important for you as an investor if you want to invest in this company. But now I'll go to the commentator just to summarize to you the key things that you need to understand and keep at the back of your mind when you are playing this stock for short term or for medium term or for long term. But I think there are key things that you need to actually keep into your in your mind, the back of your mind. All right, so the first thing that I will highlight here in terms of the fundamentals of this company, the Bakubung Platinum Mine, which is owned by Wesizwe, is still it's still in development. They are not yet mining, they are not yet in full production to mine the PGMs. They are still creating access to the rock that contains the PGM. Once they are done with the access, which is normally called development, actually, they will then start production, mining the real stuff. Now they're just creating those tunnels that they will help them in terms of the transportation of material and people, and then the rock that contains the PGMs out and also inside the mine underground. So they're still creating those tunnels, which are kind of like underground infrastructure. They are still also building a surface infrastructure, such as the processing plant. All right, but now the project, it had delays this year, and then those delays, they were caused by safety incidents. They had a fatal on the 28th of January 2021 under commentary on this financial report. So it was a fall of ground, a safety incident. So the guy actually lost his or her life. They didn't specify the gender here, but that particular employee lost his or her life. So now they had to stop at they were given a section 54 by the DMR, which is a stop and fix under Mine Healthy and Safety Act. So now they had to actually fix a lot of stuff, such as their standard and procedures, their code of practice, and also retrain employees so that they can be able to identify hazards into those working areas, so that they can be more competent and be familiar with the hazard that are associated with their working places. So that takes time to develop that actually, and you have to stop some of the sections, like a section where the fatal happened, or if DMR decides to stop the whole operation, if it finds out there were substandards, they will stop the whole operation. Then now the whole operation has to come to a standstill, and then now employees must go to do training at a training center. All right, so now meaning that now you're just losing time during that time, and hence you're not gonna get your productions that you planned in terms of your development and also your reef. All right, so that was the major setback for them where this year with their project at Bakubung Platinum Mines. So you need to keep that in mind. So because of that, they missed some of their targets that they planned in terms of production. I'll quickly show you here, because in terms of the development meters, the meters that they will need to develop, like the length of the tunnel through the solid rock, to create that tunnel so that they can get access to the reef. They were planning to get something like 4,186 meters, which is 4 kilometers, to develop underground, but they couldn't do that due to those setbacks of the safety incident. They only managed to get 2,229 for 6 months, for half yearly. All right, so that was a setback due to safety, which caused them to achieve this lower target than what they initially planned. All right. Then if you go to in terms of now the tonnages in terms of the reef, which is the actual stuff that contains PGMs, and the waste, which is the stuff that they have to remove so that they can gain access to the reef, they planned 135,577 of reef, which is the real stuff, but they only managed to mine 70,627 while they're developing. So you can see the numbers actually they are pretty bad due to that safety incident. In terms of the waste, they plan around 64,677, but they only managed to get 46,198. So all this shortfall in production were as a result of the stoppage, which was caused by a fatal accident. All right, so you need to understand that the stock, the company is not yet in full production, and then also even the project is not yet actually going as plans, because there is setbacks that causes stoppages at some point to retrain employees and to do and other stuff as indicated here in this summary. All right, now of course, as you guys know, if you don't know, now I will tell you, the whole global economy actually is facing an issue, which is supply chain issue, which is caused by pandemic. And then currently now we have inflation, which is increasing. CPI, of course, inflation, it was caused by the printing of money. Of course, interest rates were lower, and then now inflation is increasing due to that. But the main reason why the inflation is actually increasing globally now is the supply chain issue and the chip shortage issue, which we are currently facing. So if you are a growth stock like EasyEquities, which I will classify under growth stock because they're not yet making money, they're still developing, you will tend to suffer when the prices of goods and services increases, and then now that will add more problems to your project as cost increases. Of course, now you have to pay more for your diesels, machinery such as your LHDs, your dump trucks, your drill rig, and other stuff. So you need to pay more, and then now you also have some bottlenecks such as supply chains. So the project might even take longer time than it was initially planned, and also it might even go beyond the budget. You might even overspend, and go beyond the money that you actually plan to spend on this project. As you can see here, they've also highlighted that the mine operating unit cost per meter and per ton are 58%, 42% higher than planned due to lower efficiencies in productions. Of course, those efficiencies, some of them were caused by the safety incidents that occur in January. So you need to know that as an investor before you even put your money, because it will help you to game plan. How do you play your stock? Do you play it as short term, or as medium term, or as a long term? So now once you know these fundamentals, then you will be able to trade it or to invest into the stock quite well. All right. Now, due to all those setbacks and the problems and all these constraints that they were facing, but they managed to find funding to find a funding of 80 million, which was raised so that they can take the project all the way toward the end of 2021. That was 80 million. So of course that money must be paid back. It's debt. It's added into their balance sheet as debt. Of course, as soon as they're in production, which I think they will do well in production, because the new mine normally it does do well in terms of getting those huge tons, because everything once the mine is new, it's around the station. Working places tend to be closer to the station, and then now it kind of reduces your trimming cost, like transporting the ore from working place to the station, and then it's hoisted to the surface plant. So you tend to produce more, your capacity becomes higher, and then if PGM prices are higher, that will be even a bonus. They can even quickly pay back all these loans or this debt, because they can produce more and then take advantage of higher prices, and it will be more easier for them compared to mines that are already existing, which have working places that are far from the station. So now the cycle time for transportation of the ore from the working place to the shaft and then hoisting out that ore, it's quite huge compared to the new mine, which everything is just close to the station. So in terms of capacity and then also returns, in terms of profit, they will do much better than compared to the old mining, like senior mining companies out there. This one is still a junior mining company. You can tell by the market cap, it's around 2 billion. All right. Now, they managed to secure those loans to raise funds to complete the project, and also they don't pay dividends because they're still developing, so they don't have yet like a positive cash flow and also net profits that are positive. They are still burning cash, they're still losing money financing the project. All right. Now, it's important to know. I hope you understand now what is it that this company does actually, where it is now in currently in terms of the life cycle of a company or of a business. Still down there developing, but it's gonna be profitable in future. All right. Now, let's go to technical analysis now, since we've covered the interim results and all that which was actually shown here. I've summarized that for you. Now, let's go to the technical analysis and look at how we can play this stock and also highlight errors that were made by the retail investors initially in the stocks. So the first error that I will highlight here was FOMO. The stock went up higher from around 60 cents. It went all the way to 270 cents, close to 3 rand. So now there's people who bought it. You see, this is a trade view chart. It's called candlestick chart. Now, once the price goes up vertically with a huge candlestick like that on weekly chart, it's gonna come back to moving averages. I have lines here which are called moving averages. Price tends to trend close to this moving average. Once it's extended too far from them, it will tend to come back. And also I have an indicator here which is called an oscillator, which measures overbought and oversold conditions. So once the stock is in an uptrend going upward, and then you start seeing this line crossing above 70 here, around this zone, you must know that the stock is overbought. It's about to revert back to the mean. It's about to come back. So you avoid buying around these areas. But there were investors, like retail investors out there, who doesn't understand like these things, how they work in terms of like technical analysis. So you are lucky there's this channel here. And if you're not yet a subscriber, please do subscribe. All right. So now it was a wrong point to buy here, because you were given a signal by the other side that the price was about to revert, to come back to the mean. It was overbought. Also, it's true about the oversold condition. When the price breaks below this 30 line, if that market is in a downtrend, you can also look at that and stop selling the stock there if you are shorting stocks, if you have a platform which allows you to short stocks. All right. So this is a weekly chart. Currently now we have this pullback, which is great, and you can see RSI starting now to dip below 70 line. Once it starts to come around the 50 zones here, that will be a great time to buy, because what I like about this stock in terms of the volume, when the stock went upward, these green bars here, which is another technical indicator that I'm using, here is called volume. There's these green bars and red bars below this this one here, which represent the price. There's these ones here, which is a volume. So the volume shows you the number of shares actually that exchange hands between investors per day. So you can see that when these bars spike upward while the price is also spiking upward, now there's these double bars. It shows you that the stock was in demand. There were more people who were willing to buy the stock and pushing it upward. Now, what I want to see when the stock pulls back, I want to see volume being dry. You can see now the stock is pulling back, but look at the red bars here at the bottom. They were supposed to spike up if there was too too much selling, but they just spike a little bit. It shows me that now there are no people who are willing to sell the stock, but there's more people who are willing to buy the stock when it goes up. So because the volume is smaller as the stocks puts back on the vertical candlestick. So now I want to see that volume drying out, being dry on the pullback. So that is a very, very good technical indicator that you must use just to measure sentiment, to measure the demand and supply of the stock. All right. Now, if you go to the lower time frame, now let's look at the lower time frame candlesticks. Already on the daily candlestick, you can see the relative strength index, which is this purple line, is already below 70 and is approaching 50, which is a good thing. Now the stock is no longer that over spot, but of course this is a lower time frame daily. It's for only entry points. So the one that I actually consider is weekly, the one that we just came from. So I want the two time frames to talk the same language. If this RSI is around 50 zone, even this weekly chart must also show that. But now they are not yet aligned because the weekly chart is still above 70. It's still going down. So now I will wait for the weekly chart to actually talk the same language with the daily chart. So now if you go to the daily chart is still, it's fine. Now what I'm looking for now on the daily chart, I want to see a consolidation here around the stock. I want to see the stock going sideways a little bit, with dry volume like here. As you can see, I want to see this pattern being repeated, the stock consolidating with small candlesticks, volume being dry, and then I want to see a breakout, and then now I want to see volume corresponding to that breakout going upward like here. The price breaks up with a huge candlestick, and then the volume now also printed a bar upward. So I want to see this pattern being repeated around this zone here, and then that's where now I will be able to now have that confidence that the stock now, it's done going downward, pulling back, cooling off after a impulsive move upward. It's about to pop up again. Then I will be buying it at the lower prices around 1 rand and 90 cents or 1 rand and 80 cents or 1 rand and 18 cents, around these zones here, or 90 cents. Then I will hold the stock up until it goes all the way up to 3 rand or 4 rand, which will be like 4 times in terms of return on investment compared to what I have used to purchase the stock. All right, so these are technical analysis that you need to check and understand. So now you need to first understand the stock from the fundamental perspective point of view, and then you go to technical analysis. Now in this case, in terms of financial statements, to check their actually net profit, their sales, their debt level, their return on equity, their intrinsic value, and their whether management is good or not. I won't go into details on that because the stock, it's still the mine is still developing, so I won't go into income statements because I won't see nothing there that is interesting, because of why they're still not yet making money. They're still developing, but in future they will do well and make money. So it becomes good to buy them while they're still trading at lower prices like this. But you need to wait for the right moment to strike. Don't just rush and go there without knowing anything, because you'll end up buying the stock around these areas while RSI is above 70, and then it will reverse about 50%, and then you will lose 50% of your capital. Once you are down 50% from your position, you will panic and you will start selling the shares, and then after 2 months, 3 months, you will start seeing the shares going upward higher than where you purchased them previously, and then you will feel a pain. That's why you need patience, you need skills, you need to learn and give yourself some time. All right, guys, I hope you understand all the stuff that I've just explained here, and I will like if you can just leave a comment below just to comment on this. Just let me know your opinion about my analysis, and also yours. What's your opinion? What do you think? Just let me know what's in your mind about this stock. All right, and if you enjoy the video, please do subscribe to my channel, and if you like the video and you also like the content, and don't forget to click the like button also. That will be actually good for the YouTube algorithm, so that my video can also be seen by other people out there, as YouTube will recommend it. And also you can share the video also to other investors, retail investors that would like to hear this analysis. All right, so with that being said, guys, I will see you in the next video. I have come to the end of this video. And thanks a lot for subscribing, those who have subscribed, and also thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.